Hi, folks. This is my man coming to you from parts unknown. I hope everybody's doing good tonight. I'm having a good night. I hope you all are too. So, Alex Baldwin, what a shocker. Got his case thrown out. For what? For the Brady rule. Brady rule. They say the prosecutors were hiding evidence, but we'll get to that in a little bit. There's a lot of stuff I want to talk about. There was a news report coming out about Hillary Dillery Doo. Hi, Finding Dory. How are you doing? The report came out that, and Dory, I want to thank you for helping support the channel. Stop by, buy me a coffee. I appreciate it very much. So Biden's DOJ putting the Ajax to Hillary. Whoa, my camera's flopping around. Putting the Ajax to Hillary for campaign violations. I heard $6 million. So we'll talk about that and a lot of other stuff. And I was running late as usual, so I put this on my thumbnail where Mr. T posted this. I think he said, "Thank you, South Carolina." Somebody put up a bulletin board with Mr. T saying, "I want you to keep your tips." So everybody driving by and go, "Oh, yeah, that's nice." Because what does Biden? He want people to save their tips or what? I don't think so. So, let me see you all coming in tonight, here this evening. As we used to say, who's coming in here this evening? How y'all doing here this evening? We got Finding Dory, Diane, Jetlag, Yvonne, Kim, Mr. T with Vivi Orban at Mar-a-Lago. Yeah, I talked about that. I told you he was coming there. He met with him the same night that Joe Biden did his press conference. Just looking through the chats, but he met Viktor Orban, and I got some little blurbs out of Eastern media from the Ruski side about that visit, and a pathway to peace, an opportunity for peace is the way the Hungarian press is putting it out there. I need a little pair of vice grips or something to fix this thing, but keep it from flopping over on me while I'm talking. But anyway, I want to play you all a couple of videos I've gotten. Some videos that I did that I don't know if I even got to play or not. And then stuff moves so fast, you're like, wait a minute. Is this old news already? I don't know. So I might play some videos just to see what the heck I recorded, and we can comment on the stuff. So they're all running wild, trying to figure out what to do about Joe. And the supposition of this business with Hillary, her campaign getting in trouble, is a message from Biden. Okay, or the Biden camp. Biden can't put out any messages, Here, he played Wheel of Fortune. Did y'all get to see this? Donald Trump put this out too. There you go. I'd like to solve the puzzle. Putin. And everybody cracking up laughing. Hi, Lone Wolf. How you doing? Melinda. Nice to see you. So anyway, and while people are coming in, I'll put some funny stuff up. Here's somebody put this up on Truth, and then the other word is social. Joe, we're your Democrat super friends. It's time for you to step aside. Joke's on you, Jack. I don't know. Have any idea who any of you are? So anyway, Mr. T had a lot to say about that, and I got a copy of some of his messages he put out to the world. And speaking of people putting messages out to the world, here you go. World World Economic Forum officially declares bird flu an international pandemic. And, they got no power. You have no power, yeah. But they don't have it. They're a private group, a bunch of blowhards. We see what they're doing, what they're trying to do. Telvin Jones, how you doing? So we know what they're trying to do. And when it's all over with, this bunch will be disbanded, run off, have their assets frozen, confiscated, arrest them for illegal psychological warfare. That's what my pet fantasy about what I'd like to see done with this crowd. And then while they're serving their jail term, feed them bugs. But that's just me. So here you can go to the Biden-Harris store and order some stuff. This is from Old Row Official. The Biden-Harris store has exactly what you'd expect it to be. There you go. Get you a Biden-Harris shirt. And I don't know if that's a linebacker for any team. I don't know. But this got some impressive eyebrows there. And size 4XL. Yeah, you can get that. You can get that. And I guess you get them in white and blue or blue with white print. And during the winter, you can use it as a car cover. If it depends on what size you get. So anyway, here we go. And yes, I'm body shaming. Yeah, if anybody wants to know. The world, according to Joe Biden, Vladimir Putin, and you see pictures of Zelensky, Donald Trump, you see a picture of Kamala, Mexico, you see a picture of Egypt, and the smartest man he knows. Hi, Pappy Two Bears. How you doing? Miss Mendersu. How are you? Flannel cheese. Haha, nice to see you all. So, what's this? Facebook and Instagram remove all restrictions from the accounts of Donald Trump. Right after that little warning to Zuckerbucks, remember? Don't try it. Be careful, Zuckerbucks. He's already been told he broke the law, right? Here, how would you like to live in this little town? How would you like to live in this little town? Look what Biden did to Springfield, Ohio. A town of 58,000 had 20,000 Haitians dumped on them. I didn't get the clip, but there you see it. So, how would you like to... I bet they all got motor voter cards and registrations, That's another pickle to think about. That's another pickle to think about. They want to get rid of Biden. But he's holding over their head. Well, first of all, he's got the power over the pardon. Second of all, they've been talking about amnesty for all the Isle Eagles who have come across, all our new neighbors. Are people going to be cutting deals? Of course they're going to be cutting deals. But I tell you, to jam up Hillary with a $6 million fine for campaign violations through the Biden DOJ is a pretty bold and hard move. I mean, it's a punch. It's a punch in the face. Hi, Tennessee. How you doing? Let's see. I hope I got everybody. Sometimes I miss some Pappy Two Bears. But there you see a Trump boat parade and a Biden boat parade. And if we get any lefties in here, this is what, like the one guy came in and left a very nasty comment about Trump and then wouldn't respond to me, wouldn't take it down, and then just left the chats. Fine, let him in. Don't say nothing to him. Let him do it. Because the internet's forever, buddy boy. Jack Hopkins, whoever that is. Donald Trump will never debate President Biden. Let's all help call his bluff. Hashtag humiliation for Trump. That was 5/15/24. Jack Hopkins. Well, Jack, after the debate, 12 days later, whoever's in charge of advising President Biden on whether he should go to debates with Trump, whoever they might be, fire them tonight. You know, their brains and their ideas and their notion change like a damn disco ball. You know, just constantly changing. They're illogical, irrational misanthropes and miscreants. Hi, Sinsin. How are you doing? She has no standing. Who has no standing? Federal election. She has no standing. I'm trying to cipher that in my mind. Hi, Melinda. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Island girl, how you doing? So anyway, let them come in. Let them say what they want. Don't let them get your goat or cause problems. Stay positive, right? But anyway, so yeah, let's see. We had Viktor Orban come see President Trump after he went and saw Zelensky, after he saw President Xi, after he met with Putin. And remember when they were putting out these little memes about Trump when they brought out a portable table for him to sign some papers on? Oh, you know, for once the left had an optic they could try to make a meme off of. You know, all 6'3" of Trump trying to sit at a portable table to sign some documents. They had a field day with that for weeks. And but what Fox News put out right here, there you go, Joe's at the same table signing something. You know, he looks like, if you could imagine a porridge spoon in one hand and a big lollipop in the other hand, you know, you could really do a good meme on this one. But Weekend at Bernie's presidential campaign. And if any lefties do tune in and remember that silliness and those memes about Trump at the portable desk, well, what you got to say now, Jack? It's the same stuff. Big deal. They bring out a table for the president to sign stuff instead of dragging out the Resolute desk that doesn't mean anything. So here we go. Biden support slips in deep blue New York. Quote, "We're a battleground state now. Democrats are worried that the president is taking New York for granted as the state becomes surprisingly competitive." And that is in part because of this from somebody named Jacqueline Sweet. New internal Democrat polling post-debate has Biden down double digits in swing district New York 17, Republican Lawler. New York 19, Molinaro. I guess that's Representative Molinaro. New York 22. All districts Biden carried in 2020 per party source. The three competitive upstate suburban districts are considered part of the suburban New York bellwether districts. How you doing, Doc? Jerry Lee, how you doing? I'm doing fine since then. Chaos Cleanup, how you doing? Nice to see you all making it in. So, what else is new and exciting? Sky News Australia put this out. Biden struggles through yet another event. And this is on White House memo paper or printed cards for Biden to look at. It shows him, he holds these cards in his hand. It shows him where to walk. Walk to podium, walk to podium. Which event, they have a photograph of each event, what the stage will look like. So he can look at it ahead of time and he won't get out there, hopefully in their minds, he won't get out there and wander around. So that's pretty interesting and funny all the same. We still haven't heard about this one here. What's going to go on with this? At least some of these Democrat operatives, answer this. What's going to happen? Donald Trump challenges Joe Biden to a golf match. Gives Biden 10 strokes and a side, which they say equals 20 strokes. I don't know a lot about golf. I broke a couple of golf clubs and got real drunk and then never went back and golfed again. That was a long time ago. Put $1 million down should he win to the charity of his choice. So, hey, we're waiting to hear about that. But, you can pretty much bet nothing's going to come of it. Remember, I don't know, I think it was middle of the week or earlier in the week, I said, they got these characters that I've been seeing on YouTube, like Texas, Fred, and Country Boy Joe, and all these names, and they're totally Democrat, they're totally liberal, wearing cowboy hats or duck bill hats, and everything but a chaw tobacco and a rifle in their lap. Trying to act like you're just good old boys, but I like Biden. And Trump's no good. And I'm saying, I know a lot of country people, and I ain't never seen one like that. Remember me saying that, folks? You're my witnesses. You're my witnesses. So here's what I saw the other day. I didn't watch it because I know what they're talking about. But somebody posted a video here. Fake redneck exposed. Redneck liberal thinks he destroyed Trump supporters. And turns out he's BLM, Biden, Harris, and, got the latest product to put on. So they're out there. If you see them, they're paid plants, in my opinion. And the other thing I talked about was where I felt that these physicians, I'm suspicious that they were coming around. Excuse me, I'll have a sip of my coffee. Trying to build a case and a fake diagnosis that Biden is suffering from Parkinson's disease, so they could cover their tracks on them hiding Biden's infirmities from the American public. And if you watch my other broadcasts, you know about that already. But here is a video that came up. Comer links Biden doctor to influence peddling scheme. Influence peddling scheme. So if you want to see that, that's on Newsmax. It's only 5 minutes long, but yeah, they say he was getting barrels of money, and who knows what he was doing with his reports. But it's a fairly substantial allegations if Representative Comer comes out and says what he says. And so I don't feel one bit of a problem repeating it. And it just bolsters my notion that something rotten in Denmark with the doctors, okay? So I want to play this real quick to prove. We don't got a lot to prove, but what we see with our own eyes and we hear with our ears We have ears with which to hear and eyes with which to see. So this is Joe Biden. I believe this was, Vice President Joe Biden, it says. Vice President Joe Biden. So that would have to mean this was about 4 years ago, correct? Errol Barnett. Joe Biden makes excuses for bad debate. Wait a minute. I thought he did that little chopped up video where he said, I already debated and won. This was a debate against Kamala and all the Democrats. He put up a bad performance. And people were saying back then he needed to have his head examined. And this is the proof. And you'll see the end result 4 years later.
Specifically, have you taken a cognitive test?
No, I haven't taken a test. Why the hell would I take a test? Come on, man. That's like saying you, before you got in this program, if you take a test where you're taking cocaine or not, what do you think, huh? Are you a junkie?
What do you say to President Trump?
After the debate, did the president get examined by a doctor or did he get a neurological scan?
Guys, I'll see you tomorrow. All right, thanks, everybody.
I'll see you tomorrow. Just smacks the book shut and walks off. Yeah, Joe, you were laughing back then, but people were wondering about your cognitive abilities back then. And guess what happened? We had this. Whoa, wait a minute. Let me get back to my screen. We had this little Fox News alert before what happened came out about the Hillary situation. This report came out. At least this way, the sequence I heard it, this report came first, and then the report about the DOJ dropping the hammer on the Clinton campaign.
Breaking this hour, New York Times reporting donors have told the largest pro-Biden super PAC that roughly $90 million in pledges are now frozen if Biden remains at the top of the ticket. But this may only be the beginning. Reports claim a coordinated Democratic rebellion is set to unfold during a brutal 48-hour stretch for Biden. An 18th Democrat lawmaker just called for Biden's exit 90 minutes ago. Now we're learning that President Biden privately met with White House Minority Leader Jeffries after his solo press conference last night, where he made several embarrassing mistakes on the world stage.
$90 million is being frozen for the Biden campaign. I mean, that is big news. And then the hammer drops by the Biden DOJ. They must have been holding that like a GUN, and it's a lashing out is what it is. So yeah, frozen Joe means no more money. So it's right finding Dory. Lucy, how you doing? Tracy, get the good times rolling. Nice to see you all. Gloria. We got Sherry, Gloria. Everybody come in. Yeah, Frozen Joe. Teeth chattering. So anyway, let me see what else I have. Oh, I guess you all have seen this one right here. This was a cute one. Scavino put it up and Trump put it up. Let me see.
And now I want to hand it over to the president of Ukraine, who has as much courage as he has determination. Ladies and gentlemen, President Putin.
President Putin. I'll play that again. That's funny.
And now I want to hand it over to the president of Ukraine, who has as much courage as he has determination. Ladies and gentlemen, President Putin.
Hi, the old bag. How you doing? So I thought I'd play that one for you. So anyway, let me see what's going on here. Let's see what Mr. T had. Oh, this is another. When did you ever see MSNBC come out with this? His chances are zero. MSNBC putting this on a thumbnail. Okay. Of course, it was something about Trump who would have 250,000 views in 14 hours, not 128. But anyway, his chances are zero. He needs to drop out. Viability remains in question. And the thing about this one, and I think I got another thumbnail from Fox News with the pictures of Biden. Whatever they did to that mannequin's hair, that rubber face, they've thickened his hair up somehow. I don't know if they use weaves or something as seen on TV you spray on your head. You all know what I'm talking about. So, yeah, he's a putz. So anyway, let's see what Mr. T's got to say. And then I'm going to play a video about what I talked about last night. And this is getting us to think, or at least getting me to think, and you all also, about what's happened in the past over this continuing the resolution business and them shutting down the government every foggy day like they used to. Whenever Democrats would get in a bind, they would dump a bunch of stuff in bills and cram it, pack it full of spending, an omnibus, and threaten to shut down the government. And the media would always help blame the Republicans. Government's going to shut down because of the Republicans. And they're wanting to put $100 million in for cowboy poetry and now God knows what. But anyway, Trump says Republicans in Congress, this is all caps, should attach the very important SAVE Act. Okay, that's the act where you got to show you're a citizen in order to be able to vote. To the next continuing resolution that's coming up in September, folks, and don't forget that convention's going to be wild the way things are going. So he goes on to say, stop the steal, guard the vote. Let the Democrats try to explain why they're against this. Not doable. It's not doable for them to be against the SAVE Act. Put it in there, and if they won't pass it, the government shutdown will be looming. And if they play their cards right, they'll shut down the government before they will protect the vote from illegal aliens voting. That's a smart play. Obama and Biden, HATE each other. Obama never respected Biden, thought he was dumb and a total lightweight. This will be an interesting couple of weeks. Obama wants him out and wants VP Harris in. So I wonder if I got that picture. Somebody did. I hope if you're eating, here you go. Here you go. Don Jr. put this up. It's from Greg, Vice President Trump, and that's Kamala's face. Kamala's face put on Donald Trump's, and then I saw a picture of Kamala Harris in one of her man suits with her hair, and Trump's face put on Kamala's body. So, yeah, butter spray. They did something to his hair. I think I got another thumbnail showing what they did to his how they're putting him out there. But anyway, here's Orban and Trump right here. Now there's a picture of two world leaders meeting, and I didn't get a chance to check the background out, see if there's any hints or anything. I don't think there is. Just an elegant place to meet there in Mar-a-Lago, and Viktor Orban is traveling the world. Now compare that picture. Now y'all take a good look. They're happy, they're smiling. thumbs up. And then here's Biden with his last meeting with an official right here. That's not a cropped picture. That's not a cheap fake. That's nothing. That's Biden. What in the world is going on? This reinforces the possibility of the notion that there's somebody there putting on some kind of show. I mean, look at that. Who does that when they're meeting with the head of state? I think it's the president of or the prime minister of Sweden after they entered NATO, which would be a violation of past treaties, and there will be a response, believe me, from Russia. You know, it doesn't have to be a boom boom response, but he'll place some missiles somewhere and scare the hell out of them, or maybe broadcast stuff over their radios that they can't block. Do something. Yeah, he did, Dory. He said he was doing a better job with the border than Trump was doing. That's quite the stretch, wouldn't you say? But let me see here what we've got. Is this one? I just put up these from foreign sources, okay? And a couple of them are about Orban. Okay, here it is. We discussed ways to establish peace. Hungarian Prime Minister has already met with Trump in the United States. Orban arrived at the ex-president's estate in Florida. It was an honor to visit the president at Mar-a-Lago today. We discussed ways to bring peace. Good news. He will solve this problem, Orban wrote on X. Previously, Orban visited Kiev, Moscow, and Beijing in just 1 week, where he discussed stopping the war in Ukraine, after which he sent a letter to countries with the opinions of Zelensky and Putin. Oh, so he's been firing off letters to European nations, saying what Zelensky and Putin are thinking. Bloomberg wrote about the concerns that the Hungarian leader is working as an intermediary between Putin and Trump. Orban did not confirm this. So Bloomberg's put another, it's Putin interfering with, and Trump is his puppet, the usual crap. So never mind that he's trying to put a stop to a war. And this little bit of news right here. Let me move this over here, and we'll keep these nice gentlemen right here. Okay, how's that look? Let me get this. That way we can read the news and see what's going on. There you go. Somebody else meet with Putin too. What are they going to do? Turn on Prime Minister Modi? Okay. State Department tried to block Modi's visit to Russia. According to the publication sources, Deputy Secretary of State Campbell contacted Indian Foreign Minister early in July in the hope of postponing the Prime Minister's trip to Moscow, which was scheduled to coincide with the NATO summit in Washington, where they knocked me off base by setting up some kind of theater and putting up a bunch of NATO stuff, I guess, in the White House. Why the hell make it look like a NATO property? But anyway, it is noted that the timing of the meeting between Putin and Modi has caused widespread concern in the Biden administration. Why? They're going to call strengthen Brexit. That's why. I mean, what am I thinking, folks? Not Brexit, but BRICS. Yeah, Brexit's good too. What do we have here? Let me see. It's hard to see what it is sometimes. Oh, here we go. This is going all around the world. No one involved in the effort thinks he has a path. That's a quote. Biden insiders say the writing is on the wall. Biden's entourage does not believe that he can defeat Trump in the upcoming elections, NBC News reports. The network quotes 3 people directly involved with Biden's re-election efforts who believe his chances of success are 0. One unnamed source said Biden will never recover from his debate failure and should abandon the fight. No one in the campaign thinks Biden has a path, another source said. So, hi, Roland. How you doing? Hi, Greg. Let me see. I'm reading what Greg said. Alberna. Okay. Chaneda. How you doing, Greg? Yeah. Well, I tell you what. Something I was going to mention the other day. You're going to have Dems coming up saying, hey, Republicans, remember that impeachment stuff you were talking about with Biden? Sounds like a good idea to us, you know? You think you might want to fire that back up? Because you got the 25th Amendment as an option. You got Biden resigning as an option. You got natural causes that may occur if Hillary gets another fine. You get also impeachment is a way to remove a president. So perhaps that will be in their cards. Now, what is this? Behind the curtain. Oh, get this. I was going to put that in my thumbnail title, but people wouldn't have known what I was talking about. Back when Nixon was running for office, he had the committee to re-elect the president. Do you all remember that? And why it was so controversial? And what the Democrats did? They flipped it over to be an insult and mocked Nixon. Committee to re-elect the president. So I'll give you all a chance to think about that, no goggling, and see if anybody knows what became of that. Here, behind the curtains, this is from Axios about Biden. The committee to unelect the president. My. Influential Democrats are conspiring hourly to remove Biden from the election race, Axios writes, citing sources. Quote, conspiring hourly. Hi, Terry. Veterans of the Obama and Clinton administrations are ordering polls, poaching Democratic Party leaders. I think that's supposed to say coaching, organizing donors, and openly fighting Biden. The publication calls them the unofficial committee to abolish the presidential election, which is growing every day and does not have one leader. Oh, that's what they used to say about antifizzle. Oh, it doesn't have a leader. It's just spontaneous. Ah, okay. But the committee to abolish the presidential election, that would be CAPE, CAPE. I could call it the CAPE operation, okay? And start talking about this, the way they're trying to tangle Trump up in this Project 2025 that nobody has. What the hell's that about? You know, trying to pin that on Trump. Committee to abolish the presidential election. Well, they already did that, all right? Because we didn't have an election the last time around. It was abolished because it was stolen, because it was manipulated. It was abolished already. And they're trying to figure out how to do it now. So this CAPE crowd, and I'm seeing, did anybody come up with what was going on with Nixon's committee to re-elect the president and what they put in the newspapers all around the country about the committee to re-elect the president under Richard M. Nixon? So I'll see if I see anything on that, I will CAPE. Let's remember CAPE, CAPE. And I'm sure there's going to be emails documenting that. So what else can they do? Well, here, I'm going to call them operatives instead of the capital T word as in terrorists. From the Ukrainian armed forces dropped ammunition from Baba Yaga to a children's playground in Shebekino. 5 children were injured, 2 of them serious. The governor announced this, Gladkov. In total, today, in the Belgorod region, 1 civilian was unalived and at least 28 wounded due to attacks by the Ukrainian armed forces. What's that mean? That means they're hitting Russian territory in non-military targets, which is a war crime. And Putin has said that he will strike at decision-making centers when this kind of stuff happens. Yeah, it's not worth understanding, Finding Dory. It's something they're throwing out there trying to smear Trump. And the less said, I'll put up something Don Jr. put out about it. It's the Heritage Foundation put out a bunch of really hard right stuff. Most of it normal conservative stuff, but they sprinkled in some stuff in there. It's kind of rough. I got a video on that and something Don Jr. posted. But anyway. Let me see if I got that one video. Maybe I didn't get it. I can go in my studio to get it. But anyway, with Nixon, what they did was they took the term committee to re-elect the president and they called it CREEP, CREEP, CREEP. And they had fun with it. And everybody around the country, all the Mockingbird newspapers was calling Nixon a creep. Okay? Of course, they were setting him up for his impeachment and subsequent removal from office. So, anyway, we'll get back to that in a minute. They're doing Operation CAPE. Okay? Now, let me see what else we have here. From the East, more responses to Orban's efforts with Mr. T. Hungary considers a possible Trump victory a, quote, chance for peace in Ukraine. Foreign Minister Peter Szijjártó said in an interview with Reuters. Oh, by the way, if y'all think about it, give me a thumbs up. It'll help the video get around. Maybe we'll get some more people joining the chats. I always forget to say something about it here. I'm 43 minutes through my video, and I haven't forgot to say about a thumbs up. So anyway, do me that favor. I appreciate it. I think there needs to be a very strong external influence to force them, Russia and Ukraine. A very strong external influence. That's Mr. T, right? To at least negotiate. Who has a chance for this in the coming period? This is only President Trump if he's elected. We see a chance for peace if President Trump wins. We see a chance for good relations between Hungary and the U.S. if President Trump wins, he went on to say. He says Orban's recent meetings with Putin and Zelensky showed, quote, the enormous distance between their positions. That's right, Nancy's wrap-up schmear. The old bag said, yeah, hi, Miss Minister's going to get hit. She already hit the thumbs up. All right, what's this from overseas? Members of the Bundestag announced their readiness to forcibly deport Ukrainian men of military age if a corresponding request is received from Kiev, or Kyiv as they like to say. Remember that Slovakian prime minister who they made an attempt on and he got pew-pewed 5 times? Well, he's recovered. He's making public appearances now. Slovak Prime Minister Robert Fico assured in a video message that his party's deputies will not support Ukraine's ascension to NATO. So, in his opinion, Ukraine's membership in the allegiance would guarantee the Third World War. Okay, we've heard Mr. T warning about that many times. And this is Chairman of the Russian Security Council, Medvedev. Russia must do everything so that Ukraine's path to NATO ends either with the disappearance of Ukraine or the disappearance of the alliance. So it's no uncertain terms. They keep pushing this NATO crap for Ukraine. There's going to be big problems, right? How much more blunt can you get? And that's been established with treaties for decades and decades that the Ukraine would not be part of NATO. All right? Russia will respond militarily to the deployment of American long-range missiles in Germany, said Deputy Foreign Minister Ryabkov. Just an aside, there was an earlier article that said that the U.S. was sending long-range ballistic missiles to Germany in schedule for 2026. That would be in violation of treaties achieved after World War II and the fall of the Third Reich. Okay? The Pentagon previously stated that in 2026, the United States will begin deploying long-range strike systems in Germany that will significantly surpass the weapons already in Europe. So they're itching for trouble, okay? They had that attack on the beach where civilians were unalived a couple of weeks ago. We discussed that. And this recent attack, okay, at a children's playground, all right? And they're going to step over the line. There's going to be problems. Is it going to happen when we're dealing with the Democrat National Convention, the government getting shut down, and people trying to unseat Biden, and then all of a sudden things go crazy? I don't know. We'll see. But Trump said, don't mess with me. Don't mess with me. So we'll see. In London, this is terrible. And to all my friends over there in Ukraine, UK, thank you for listening. And I hope you all still have the opportunity to listen to me, though I know how things work, okay, with censor and then ship. In London, the family of BBC commentator John Hunt was shot with a crossbow. The family. According to the BBC, his 61-year-old wife, this is horrible, his 2 daughters, 25 and 28 years old, were unalived. With a crossbow, police hunt suspect after wife and 2 daughters of BBC commentator unalived. Police are searching for a suspect. 26-year-old Kyle Clifford. Now, why they wouldn't put his picture up, who previously served in the Army. Some city schools have introduced restrictions preventing children from going to playgrounds and not sending them home. So, they're worried he's still out there. Even though his victims were, I guess you got a nut out there. You don't know, what are you going to do about it? try to lock them down as best you can, I guess. I don't know, but they outlaw GUNs, okay? And they find something else. El Pay, with reference to Orban's reports on his visits as part of the peace mission in Ukraine, which he sent to the leaders of the EU countries and the head of the European Council, Charles Michael, writes that Vladimir Putin and Xi Jinping believe that peace negotiations will take place between Ukraine and the Russian Federation by the end of the year. Orban believes that Europe should launch a peace initiative without waiting for the U.S., where the election campaign is underway, since in the next 2 months, the situation on the battlefield will be, quote, more dramatic than ever. According to Hungarian Prime Minister, that's Orban, from the negotiations, he concluded that now, quote, there is the greatest chance that all possible proposals regarding a ceasefire and a roadmap for peace negotiations will be received positively. Well, what's the path that we're on? To remind you all what I was talking about, Trump said he would end the conflict before he takes the oath of office. And prior to that, he said he needed the authority of the power of the presidency to do it. And what does that hint at or forebode? We'll see. Whoa, where'd it go? I don't know what happened to it. Let me put it back up here. What is this? See, a lot of times these reports, I won't read them because I go on to another subject. U.S. military bases in Europe were put on high alert last week due to information that, quote, Russian-backed proxies could commit sabotage against American military personnel or facilities. CNN writes, citing sources. You see what the readers on this particular post, the biggest one they put up are the clown face. Okay, this is where CNN is trying to set Russia up for something. Okay, a laughing face with tears and a clown face. All right, CNN's trying to stir up something. Officials at the NATO summit in Washington admitted that the United States do not have time to produce weapons to meet all of Ukraine's needs. This was reported by the Wall Street Journal. So, yeah, they better be thinking about some peace stuff because, all right, if the will to fight is there and you're barehanded, it's not going to go very good for you. So, there you have it. And put one more up from DJT. Joe should immediately take a cognitive test, and I will go with him and take one also. For the first time, we'll be a team and do it for the good of the country. And from now on, all presidential candidates should be mandated to take a cognitive test and aptitude test, regardless of their age. Wow. What do you think they're going to do about that? Probably nothing. But now, since we got a lot of people in here, I want to play a little something. How many of you all remember this interview? George Slopadopoulos. Okay? And I'll play it for you. You listen very carefully, and then I will go over it with you. And this is, I think, explains why Slopadopoulos is assisting on turning the media against Biden, why he's making the comments he's making. In other words, he's playing ball. And I think Mr. T, this was after Trump left the White House or while he was in the White House struggling to expose this deal, okay, this interview was done.
And going back to last June, is there anything you regret?
Oh, absolutely. I'd love to have done certain things over, but you can't. You can't. But that's true in life. I'd love to have done in life certain things over, I guess. And you would have too.
Give me one.
You would have loved not to have contributed to the Clinton Foundation, as an example. There are things that you wish you didn't do, okay? You came very close to the edge. You would have loved to have had that decision over again.
George, could this possibly be what Mr. Trump is talking about? President Trump, when you almost went over the edge, you donated. If you could take it back, is there anything you've done you could wish you could take back? Yeah, Mr. T said, like you would. You'd take back donating to the Clinton Foundation. Why? Oh, Inspector General report, page 294, was put out on Fox News a long time ago. Hillary Clinton and Foundation, crime against children. You see the rest of it. Wiener, okay. Initial analysis of laptop, thousands of emails. Yeah, I'm going to leave that on the screen for a little bit. I put this up many times. This is at least 5 years old. Or not 4 years old. So, a lot of laptops. I was thinking about putting that in my title. Maybe I'll put it in the future title. We got a lot of laptops. Hi, Joel. How you doing? Ravens Wings. How you doing? Em, how you doing? We got a lot of laptops. We got Nancy's laptop. Hi, Jeffrey. We've got Nancy had 2 laptops we heard. We had Huma Abedin. She left a laptop. Had the Anwar, was it Anwar Brothers? Was that their name? They left a laptop that had all the information on congressmen. All right. And, of course, we had the infamous Hunter Biden laptop. So we've had at least 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 laptops. Okay? How much information is in 5 laptops? But this business that I heard about the Biden DOJ going after the Clinton campaign for $6 million for campaign violations, out of the blue, huge. I think it's tied into Horowitz and the Inspector General report. And what do they call them? Indictments, okay? Let me see if I can find that. Let me see if I can find that video where this character, he was starting trouble. At least maybe he didn't realize how much trouble he was starting. Let me see. I'm going to put this one in. Wait a minute. This one. I'm going to put a couple of videos in. This one. Wait a minute. This one and this one. All right. I got 4 little videos I want to show you. And I think one of them will be in this one. 5 videos. So before my stream starts breaking down, I think this is the one where you have someone from the Heritage Foundation using terminology about this Project 2025 that started the ball rolling on their operation. Let me play it and I'll interrupt after he finishes.
See Donald Trump as a threat to democracy, agree that he must be defeated in November. From trying to overturn the last election he lost to promising to use the force of law to exact revenge on his enemies if he returns to power, to the 900-plus page playbook known as Project 2025, which lays out a detailed plan for seizing and consolidating power, the danger is clear and present. But we seem to have...
No, this is one I played before where I said the keywords he was putting up, clear and present danger. I'm sure they realized it. They put up a photo of a Capitol Hill police officer that claimed he was injured, but they put up a picture of him participating. Okay, so this isn't the one. I guess I'm not going to play this whole video because it's not the one I was looking for. Rid of that. And will be patient and bear with me. Let me see. It's a short video, and it's got in there a young lady who especially for CNN, exonerates or distances Trump from the Project 2025. Let me see if I can find it. And if I can't, I'll just have to describe it as best as I can. I've got a lot of different videos in here that I didn't get to play because my player was acting up one day. And this may be it. I'm not sure. And I wonder if I've got this one in there. Let me see. Here we go. All right, I got 2 more videos. Let's see. This might be it. I don't know. And if it's not, I'll just let it play and then we'll talk about it. All right, this isn't it. But anyway, I'll play it on a future video. Let's see what I don't even remember what I took this clip for.
Top Democratic officials suggest that President Biden should step aside at this moment. The president forcefully pushed back. Also, really tried to reframe the debate and the questions about his age. Take a listen.
There's been a lot of speculation. What's Joe going to do? Going to stay in the race? Is he going to drop out? What's he going to do? I am running and going to win again. You voted for me to be your nominee. No one else. You, the votes. The voters did that. And despite that some folks don't seem to care who you voted for, well, guess what? They're trying to push me out of the race. Well, let me say this as clearly as I can. I'm staying in the race. I keep seeing all those stories about I'm being too old. Let me say something. I was too old. I wasn't too old to create over 15 million new jobs. To make sure 21 million Americans are insured under the Affordable Care Act. What do you think? You think I'm too old to restore Roe v. Wade, the law of the land? You think I'm too old to ban assault weapons again? To protect Social Security and Medicare?
Well, that's after he said he was he beat Medicare, and Trump said, "Yeah, you beat it to death." But anyway, here's a cute little one I found. And if we had somebody on the other side, let me see if you all can see this. Watch the faces in the bottom left-hand side of the screen. Even in London, look at that sea of people.
This is happening in London.
I'm going to show you some more images now. I want you to give a very strong,
watch this,
and passionate reaction to the people you see.
Larry Clinton, Nancy Pelosi, Ilhan Omar, Obama, Sleepy Joe. Wow. Interesting. The world loves Donald Trump.
The world loves Donald Trump. So I wish I had a lefty in here to see that. They had a picture of Ilhan Omar. They had a picture of Hillary Clinton. They had a picture of Obama. They had a picture of Nancy Pelosi. They had a picture of Biden. They were booing through them. And when Donald Trump came up, they all went wild. So I guess my earlier video didn't play well. And about 30 people dropped off. I wish those people would never come back. If I have a little glitch, because all they do is screw up the algorithm. They're probably the ones that don't leave a thumbs up. They're just, about 25% of people watch my videos aren't subscribed. And I'm seriously thinking about putting the chats on subscriber only mode. But I'm going to play this video here. I'm going to put this video here. Never, ever buy Jerry's ice cream. Never, ever. Don't eat it. Don't buy it. And you'll see why after I play their commercials that they're putting all around the country.
You can make progress by doing the things you love. If you can farm, fight food deserts. If you can surf, surf for racial justice. Like to read? Start a banned book club. Protest with an ice cream cone or project new meaning on an outdated statue. Get in a costume, but try not to get arrested. You have the tools for doing good, and the greatest tool is your own unique flavor. Ben & Jerry's. Make some mother chunkin' change.
Yeah, they hit on every note. Kids going to a rainbow book business, people riding their bikes butt naked. Don't buy into any of that. This might be the video right here. This might be the video. Here you go, Heritage President Foundation. We are in the process of the Second American Revolution. You will hear him bring up points, words like B-L-O-O and then D, right? Who asked him to do that? All right, this is what got the ball rolling. And afterwards, there's a young lady giving a report, and she will say that I can't say this is something that the Trump campaign is in agreement with. But I'll play it for you, and you see what you think.
The Supreme Court's ruling on presidential immunity, including the president of the Heritage Foundation, who says that it's vital to getting the country back, as he gives an ominous warning to the left. Listen.
In spite of all this nonsense from the left, we are going to win. We're in the process of taking this country back. We are in the process of the Second American Revolution, which will remain bloodless if the left allows it to be.
CNN's Kristen Holmes is here. So, Kristen, help us understand what that Second American Revolution that he's promising entails.
So before we get started, because I'm going to use this magic wall, I just want to note that I've actually never been allowed to touch this before, so please bear with me as we go through this. Okay, so first let's talk about who that person was. Kevin Roberts. He is the head of the Heritage Foundation. The reason why we care about this is a conservative think tank, a very prominent one, but also they are the umbrella organization of what is called Project 2025. And essentially what Project 2025 is that this was set up by not just the Heritage Foundation, but dozens of conservative think tanks from across the country, many of whom have former administration officials of Donald Trump's. And they did this to essentially avoid what happened in 2016 when Donald Trump was elected and there was no kind of infrastructure in place, and they had to from scratch when it came to a transition. They wanted everything to be in place so that a transition would be smooth. Now, the one caveat of all of this, when we link it to the Trump campaign, is yes, they are doing this for a potential Trump administration, but on the other part of this, the campaign has said that anything that comes from anyone other than the campaign is not from the campaign and should not be considered that way. So the reason why I say that is because some of what the Project 2025 has put out there is very controversial. So they basically have these 4 pillars: policy, agenda, personnel. They're building out a huge network of, basically, it was actually described to me as a dating website for conservatives, the kind of infrastructure to match conservatives with jobs in a potential administration, training them to work on day one, what that would look like, and a playbook for what the first 180 days would look like of a conservative administration.
Now, I haven't seen her reporting other than this, but I will say that I think the young lady did a good job in distancing the Trump campaign from Project 2025, which I thought was unusual for CNN. And I think it's another sign that they are under pressure to comply with the Truth and Reconciliation Act. But do you all think she did a good job? I think she did, with the bag of garbage she was handed. And why that guy had to start that interview out using that terminology was, I think, ill-advised. Ill-advised. So hopefully she'll continue to get gigs on CNN, or someone else will pick her up. But here is Donald Trump Jr.'s response to Project 2025. Trump's Project 2025. Arby's 5 for $5 returns. $5 footlongs return at Subway. Ashtrays in Burger King. McRib year-round. Dine in Pizza Huts with red cups. Marlboro points of catalog. Returns. Pull tab beer cans. Smoking and real food on planes. Remember that, folks? Well, I went to Europe oh man, I was at an 8-9 hour flight. You know, people were back in the back of the plane eating peanuts and smoking cigarettes and drinking bourbon. Those were the days. But anyway, deregulation of cigarette vending machines. CD players back in cars. One news person said that Trump Jr. was joking, putting cigarette vending machines back in schools. You see right here that he didn't say that. You know, they're just damn liars, but he's joking. He didn't say a damn thing about schools. Blockbuster Video reopening nationwide. A 75 Trans Am for every American. Cocaine and Coca-Cola. Hunter would like that. No fat chicks in the Sports Illustrated swimsuit issue. Middle car seat with no seat belts. Spuds McKenzie cloned with DNA, and a federal bailout for Red Lobster. So that's their response to this Operation Smear MAGA. That's what Project 2025 is. It's a rhino attempt to radicalize the image. Okay, speaking of. They're trying to radicalize things. Here, this came out. Wait a minute. That is Russia. This is Russian news has been putting out. Moscow calls Biden a pro-Russian candidate being controlled by the Kremlin in a mocking barb over his gaffe-strewn NATO speech, where he called Zelensky President Putin. In Russia, Biden's verbal slip over Putin's name draws mockery and unease. So, but the big one that came out is this. Right here. Trump and Jeffrey Epstein, no links shown. That's the Washington Post, because they have been trying a new push to say that Trump was tied up with Epstein. So much so that little punk kid named Harry Sisson, he put out a thumbnail. I've got a picture of it. I'll put it up in one of my broadcasts, where he shows a picture of Trump sitting on the couch with little girls and Epstein smiling. And is photoshopped so badly that it looks like Epstein is growing out of the couch. He has no legs. but he's using that in a thumbnail he put up about 3 days ago, and it's still up. It's libel, it's slander. He's knowingly doing it. And just like that kid I was talking about the other night named Brian, these 20-something or tweens, I don't know what they are, they can't get an adult to do this kind of stuff, so they're getting these little snot-nosed kids with smart aleck mouths to get up and do stuff anti-Trump. It's going to backfire in their face. Here's Reuters. Fun fact. False posts say AP reported on Trump, quote, child molestation charges. So it's a fact check that it has never happened. Trump and Jeffrey Epstein, no links shown in past documents. So who knows? Mr. T may be suing about that. Now here's Alex Baldwin right here. When he got the news, he's off the hook. Now, how many times can somebody, even if it's an accident, cause a loss of life because of their inattention, okay? Whenever you hold a pistole or any type of firearm, you're responsible. Even if it's an accident. You know, there's unintentional homicide. There's all kinds of different charges, but he walked. Why did he walk? Robert Gavoya had a very interesting take on it, you know, where somebody brings in some evidence and it's a little game, you know. They hide it and then they let it slip. They hid the evidence because they're not going to get in any trouble. The way the law is now, prosecutors, even if they knowingly hide exculpatory evidence, the rest of the world would be in trouble for framing people. They would be in trouble for obstruction of justice. They would be in trouble for tampering with evidence. But prosecutors can do it. And if they get caught, the defendant can have his case thrown out, in this case with prejudice, never to be brought up again. So what is to stop a prosecutor from hiding evidence? The person gets off the hook. The prosecutor doesn't get in any trouble. What's the chances somebody's bank account gets real fat after that? Okay, just a notion. All right, because he's the only one I ever saw that negligently caused the loss of someone's life and walked away. The only one I ever saw. Here you go. Let's have a couple of laughs before we wrap it up. White House visitor logs reveal Grim Reaper visited over 8 times. Here we go. Democrats so confident in their ability to cheat that this is their candidate. I mean, who would be proud of voting for that thing? That's what I want to know. And right here. Having exhausted all other options, Obama invites Biden to paddleboarding. Yeah, that's right. He was going to expose. Yeah, it's Alex's dollar bills. Yeah, something rotten in Denmark there. Here we go. Unreleased picture of Hillary Clinton attending church. I don't know if you guys ever saw that picture. It's a first step for Hillary. It's a first step. Hey, oh, I do have that picture. That Photoshop picture I was telling you about. I got it. Wait a minute. Here's this little Harry Sisson. Harry Sisson. Or, no, this is Adam Mockler. He's another one. Brian Adam Mockler and Harry Sisson. MAGA turns on Trump after Epstein leak. And that's the picture where Epstein is growing up out of the couch. The kids they put in the picture don't even have legs. You know, and he put the "I'm done" over the obvious flaws in the photoshopping. So, you know, these little twerps knowingly putting this kind of stuff out, put out real pictures. Here's a real one for you right here. The wife looks great in the background. Oh, great in a black blouse. That's a real picture. It's not photoshopped, okay? But let's see here. I'm going to show you this video. They say it's a funny one. I'm going to show you the result. Here you go. This little picture, this little video right here. From China, Justin Trudeau, watch him, and then I'll show you a little something.
Please look in the direction of the photographer in front of the flag. Dear sitting near Shadow, please look to the back in the direction of the photographer's in front of the flag.
Yeah, that was when Bolsonaro's turned his back on Justin Trudeau after Xi Jinping snubbed Justin Trudeau and wouldn't even acknowledge him sitting there. But what I mentioned last night, right here, the result after all that time. Brazil's former populist president Jair Bolsonaro charged with money laundering and criminal association. Right there, after he's been out of office. Remind you anything that was from Citizens Free Press? Remember how they wanted to take his daughter from him when he was in Florida? They were threatening to request his extradition if he didn't return. They weren't going to let that man live in peace. No way they were going to let him live in peace. And I want to thank, earlier I thanked Dory for helping out with Buy Me a Coffee. And this month, Gary helped me out and Mike and Bev helped me out and finding Dory. Miss Mendersu, I've seen her in the chats. Hilarious too, I haven't seen her lately. But she came by and helped out. Lone Wolf helped out and Angela helped out this month. I appreciate it. Everybody else that helped out in the prior month and all the months before, I really do appreciate it. Now, I'm going to play a little something I haven't played in a long time. And I don't know if I get in trouble for it or not. We'll see. But I think y'all will get a kick out of it. Let me see if I can center this thing up. And I think you'll find it funny. Some of you may not have seen it yet. And if I get in trouble, I have to figure something out. I'll get a hold of y'all somehow. But anyway, I appreciate you all spending your precious time with me. Once again, thank you all for giving me a thumbs up. And if you're not subscribed, please subscribe. I got like 25% of the people watching my videos aren't subscribed. Don't keep me all to yourself. Help the word to get out. So anyway, I'll play this little video, and you all have a great evening. This is Mountain Man, over and out.
You could have rigged elections. You could lie about why you go to war. You could fill your prisons with one particular racial group, and no one would complain. You could use the media to scare people into supporting policies that are against their interests. I know this is hard for you Americans to imagine, but please try. I will tell you what democracy is. Democracy is the worst. endless talking,